Hey guys, Tyler2K here. Today we're take a look at the version 2.03, and there's like a point zero 0.01 or something on the end of it. Patch notes. As of right now, Fakumlam is still not released, although it is in maintenance. My guess is Fakumlam will probably come out officially in a couple hours, and we'll go ahead and do like a coverage of his move list, go through it a million times, and then we'll do a final breakdown on it for y'all. But for now, we're just going to take a look at the patch notes. So this is supposed to be like a major patch day. New character come out, new balance changes. It looks like there are some nerfs. Probably not as many changes as people had anticipated, myself included. But here we are, so let's go ahead and go over them. And then, as usual, if I make a mistake, please let me know the time code to said mistake. But let's go ahead and start off by reading them. So, balance change, adjustment policy. Okay, so there you go, 2.03.01. Further balance adjustments. And okay, one other thing to note, I think this is supposed to be the last balance patch until like the end of the year. So what you got is what you see. So just keep that in mind. Okay, excessively high rewards, continued efforts in the 201 patch. Update those that are disproportionately high reward. One-sided outcomes, adjustment to frame advantage on block for rage arts. Yeah, this is a big one. So basically, because they increased the health from 180 to 200, the probability that you can hit a rage art and not actually get killed for it was a little bit too high for their liking. So in T7, it used to be minus 22 on block. Now it states it's minus 18. What's interesting, though, is that in the Fakumlam video they showed yesterday, someone punishes a rage art with a rage art, but rage arts hit on 20, so it shouldn't, theoretically, the 20 frame rage art shouldn't win there. So I don't know if this is a typo or an oversight or something like that. But yeah, keep in mind in T7, rage arts were I-20, which they are still I-20 now, but they were minus 22. Now they're minus 15, becoming minus 18 in the V203 patch. So we'll definitely test that later. Actually, I guess we can test that right now. Regarding previously announced character buffs, as announced in previous patches, implement buffs for several characters, minimal impact on overall balance. However, we are careful in consideration. Devil Jin only. Oh man, they're buffing Devil Jin. I like that. Okay, out of curiosity, let's go ahead and put this on. I know I can't see it either. Don't feel bad. Okay, so we both have rage. I'm gonna go ahead and have Jin hit rage. Oh crap. Okay, one more time. Oh shit, that's the wrong button. Okay, there we go. Record this. Refresh. Oh no, so it says minus 18. I don't have to even test this. Yeah, so he could block that. The reason he didn't block it is because I didn't put a guard in there. But yeah, it clearly said it was minus 18, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, so I guess they didn't want to see people rage arts. The good news is now that every character, to the best of my knowledge, can effectively launch punish now, so that's a big thing for sure. But yeah, every character can now effectively launch punish it. So I think like even Steve, like up to, I think is like 18, so up to would even launch it now. Okay, where are we at? Character buffs, yeah, so Devil Jin. Future balance adjustments. Considering major esports events in August, the updated schedule for August is not expected for balance changes. Okay, interesting. I wonder what they're talking about that's in August. Obviously, EVO's in August. EWC, is that also in August? Maybe? Probably not, but... Okay, weird. Okay, I guess they're waiting to see how things shake up for EVO, which makes sense, right? That's the next major tournament with a ton of people playing it. At EVO, Tekken 8 is like number 2 for amount of people playing it, so... Okay, small-scale updates. Fix it. Yeah, so it makes sense. So they're going to do big changes after they see how it shakes up the meta in August, but in the meantime, they'll do small changes. Makes sense. Okay, small adjustments to sound effects, voices, effects, blah, blah, blah. Move lists, certain icons have been modified. We'll see that as we go along. Rage art. Rage art's now minus 18, so yeah, you can't rage art, but you should be able to launch punish it with every single character in the game. Throw break, a bug where multiple inputs. Okay, so that was a bug that was introduced when they made it such that if you plink the input, so plink is a weird term for Tekken players, but where you do like a quick succession of 2 different inputs, the game would option select to basically break the throw no matter what would happen. So if your opponent had a 1 throw only, you can OS between 1 throw and 2 throw automatically. If they had a 2 throw only, same thing. You'd go 2 slide 1 while holding down the 2. Same thing. You would plink it, and then you would get the throw break regardless. Only a few characters you couldn't actually do that option select against, but against like 80% of the cast, you can OS their throw, and that was a clear bug and oversight that unfortunately made it into the game. So yeah, I mean, what can you do? Okay, let's go ahead and collapse this. Okay, we are gonna go on to Alisa. Oh, cool. Okay, so dual boot Fortums 2. So I imagine that is the spinning chainsaw attack, because that used to be minus, or was +7. And I have lost my cursor. Okay, there it is. Let me minimize this a little bit lower, or make it smaller. Okay, so dual boot. So we need chainsaws out. Okay, so yeah, it is that button. Let's go ahead and put on... actually, for this testing, I guess we can just do block all. Okay, +4. Yeah, that's significant. That's really, really nice, because as it stands, like the dual boot option entrance, like it had massive hitbox on it, and there was very little counterplay. And then most importantly, at like -7, she had access to boot 1, or sorry, destruction 1, which is like the mid option, and really, really nasty. Take your turn back. And best of all, even at like -7 or at +7, if you opt to execute any of your like chainsaw options and your opponent tries to challenge with power crush, the power crush will like win, air quotes, in most cases, but at the same time they bleed like 1,000,000 damage just to interrupt your stance. So it's a losing proposition on the other side of the coin, having to deal with Fortums 2 off of dual boot. So yeah, that's a nice major nerf. No one should be surprised by that. Yeah, that needed to get nerfed. Okay, so tracking capability of second hit has been enhanced. Whiffing midway through. Oh, 2-2. Okay. So we are obviously running the latest patch. Let me go sidewalk. Let's do right. Okay, so they must be saying just on hit. On hit, it's no longer going to phantom whiff. Okay, I wonder if that's because 2, if I remember correctly, 2 has a slight delay on it. There's like a 1 frame or a 2 frame window where if you double tap the 2 but a little bit too slow, it doesn't actually link. So I don't think they're nerfing that. I think they're just changing it such that the 2-2 will always hit if the 2 hits. Yeah, whiffing midway through. So they're talking about on hit specifically. Okay. Okay, during boot 3, low parry has been triggered, later parts attack frames. Ah, okay, that makes sense. So in Tekken 8, one of the major changes they made was that you can't actually low parry low attacks that are in jumping state. Like, so for instance, down 3+4, she's technically airborne. So like, for instance, here, I don't think I can program him to auto low parry. So I'll just do like a teabag low parry. Let's try that out. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and duel boot 3. Yeah, I mean, okay, I guess I'll stop teabagging. I'll try like really slow. Okay, I'll try that instead. I don't know. I am on 203. Hey, let me just try mashing it. Huh. Oh, maybe that's what they mean. I mean, it's stating that she's airborne as the 3 hits, so maybe they're not saying they made it such that you can now low parry. Maybe they mean now you can't low parry it because she's airborne during the animation. Wow. Yeah, so see, here's the 3 hitting, and now she's in a crouch state. Wow. Okay, so not it's a buff, but it's not really a buff. It's more like a bug fix, like a quality of life change. But wow, that sucks. Okay, mercy evasion. I assume that's side stance 1. Okay, modified behavior on hit from behind. Oh, okay, so interesting. So it's hard to see with the thing up. But now, instead of them being stuck with their butt towards us on the floor, now it flips over the character automatically such that they're facing us. So there must have been a situation where after the emergency side, they would be guaranteed to get hit. Okay, so yeah, that's obviously an indirect. That's same thing. It's a bug fix, but also a nerf. So for the most part, yeah, Alisa got hit, but all that she really hit on was the dual boot forward 1+2. Like, all things considered, I think everyone understood that that was a little bit too strong. So small nerf, but like nice 2 little changes. Like 2-2 being NC proper, and then dual boot 3 being non-low parryable. I mean, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, so I bought Anna finally, because we're waiting for Fakamlam. Okay, so bear with me. Not an Anna player in this game, at least. So I'm going to be very green on this information. Okay, so let's see. We have counter hit off. Oops, gotta get my cursor off the screen for I forget. Okay, so down back 3 is now 2 less frames. So instead of being a +8, we're now +6 into into hammer chance, and there's the difference. Okay, no, he was able to not sidestep it. Oh, okay, so no, yeah, you can't sidestep hammer chance 2 now. Post down back 4. Out of curiosity, let me go ahead and put counter hit on, and just make sure like the whatever one option. Okay, 1 is still guaranteed. We're still +13. Okay, so then I guess it's just after follow-up attacks. Oh, look at that. Okay, so yeah, the 3 is cheating because the low is homing, so that's always going to hit. What if I go like 4? Okay, so the 4 still hits, but hammer 1, 1+2, and 2 miss though. Okay, so that's a nice, pretty good nerf against Anna. So she still gets the counter hit, but the follow-up pressure is significantly worse afterwards. Because yeah, +8, yeah, it's super oppressive, especially when you consider like all these. Not super fast options, but fast enough options. So yeah, able to sidestep hammer 2 is pretty massive. Okay, so wall stand 1-2. Reduced input window, second hit by 4 frames. Does that mean you can't delay now? Okay, so I don't have any context here, but I think you could delay this before. Now there's a very slight delay you can possibly do on it. Although I don't know if the delay makes it still NC. Let's go ahead and try that out. Okay, so you can, I guess, still confirm it, but now the window is tighter, and then I think this is -12 or -13. Okay, so now it's gonna be harder to confirm it, which means there's more counterplay for your opponent. So yeah, big nerf for sure, massive nerf. Okay, hammer chance 2-1-2, reduce recovery time when blocking. Okay, that's a big one. Because, yeah, the +6 on this was absolutely fucking insane. Basically, if you didn't duck the hammer chance 2-1-2, like the 1 option, the high, that's it. You're dead. Like, there's nothing you could do. And you're -6 and she's an FC, so hand sweeps on the table for a full launcher. So, like, you had to duck hammer chance 2-1. Otherwise, it's over. You have to guess incoming and, a million options you can perform. The power crush, hand sweep, wall stand 2. And worst of all, the range she was left at, there was really no counterplay. You had to take incoming. There's nothing you could do, and you're left in FC, so not every character can backsway out of FC either. So yeah, that's a massive nerf. Okay, so attack hitbox reduced. Yeah, so there's an issue that must have been fixed with the last hit of hammer chance 2-1-2 and hammer chance 1+2. And on a wake-up position by the wall, if you tech roll, the 1+2 would always track you regardless. Even though technically it shouldn't be tracking, the hammer chance overhead would always hit you, and you had to take incoming every single time. And worst of all, right, if you're on the floor, you would still get hit because the hammer chance 1+2 is a ground-hitting mid. So you'd have to take incoming, and you have to basically stand up into a mix-up regardless of the situation. So it looks like they finally fixed that, which is good. Okay, so reversal break is nice. So that means the hammer chance 1+2. This used to break through power crushes, sabaki, stuff like that. So same thing. You had to take incoming. You didn't have a choice to take this. There was no counterplay in certain scenarios, and that was insanely impressive to deal with. So yeah, massive nerf. Also a little bit of chip damage nerf. Nothing too serious. 5 damage. I mean, 5 damage is a lot, but same. Now that hammer chance 2-1-2 is significantly worse, you might see it less often. Probably is my guess. Okay, likewise, same exact changes. Hammer chance 1+2, now -2 on block. That's a big one. Because also, even though you're plus frames, now it's harder to execute with your +2 frame data. Because now backdash is more of a viable option where they can evade and parry and sabaki and power crush out to challenge your option. What's important to note is that because hammer chance 1+2 is +2, hand sweep is 20, that technically means +2 into 20 hand sweep can now be power crushed to challenge her effectively. So massive change. Also, of course, hop kick still wins. Even though technically, I guess, at +6, the hop kick would win against hand sweep. But yeah, you naturally beat a lot more options by simply power crushing or challenging with like heat burst or something like that. Okay, I don't know how we're going to be able to do this, but evidently when you go into Chaos Judgment and you have the auto low reversal, and for... Okay, I know if we were playing against Devil Jin, I could go for CD down 3. I don't know if Jin has that. Let me just have him jump into a low. Maybe. That's probably not the best test. Can. Okay, no, fuck it. You know, we were testing this for real. Let's test Asuka. Let's do Can. Because Can is an airborne low that typically can't be beat unless you have a strong parry. So what they're doing is they're making back 3, I guess, strong parry now, which is a good change. Okay, probably should have done a jab first. There we go. Okay, look at that instant spin. And now because we have the tornado spin variation on it, even if they get hit airborne, we still get a launcher. So there's no more, I guess, variability. So the strong the strong parry low option used to probably work against Can, but because she was airborne, the damage potential was heavily reduced, and maybe you couldn't get a proper combo, or you had to confirm it. Like, for instance, maybe originally against Can, you had to, like, do a back 4 strong aerial to pick up and then convert off of that. I have no idea. I'm just speculating. But yeah, that's a nice quality of life buff for sure for Anna. Okay, 4-4-3-2. Expanded hurt box, leaving issues or situations where certain attacks would whiff. Okay, I think they're talking about, like, during this kick, her hitbox would not actually be proper. So her actual hitbox would extend, but her hurt box would be retreated. And that's because typically in this game, your legs basically dictate the start of your cylinder, your cone, for your actual hurt box. Because they, I mean, shit, I don't want to get technical. Basically, like, per pixel calculations on hitboxes, or hurt box is not a thing because it would take too much time. So instead they do cylindrical collision detection, and that's how typically Tekken does it. So usually either your head or your forward, your upper body, or your lower body dictates how far your hurt box is receded. So for instance, a character like a bear who leans forward, their leg hurt box is heavily receded because their forward hitbox is, I guess, forward facing. I don't know the best word in this context. But usually most characters are the inverse. Their legs are forward facing, so their low hitbox is extended, but then their top hitbox is further back. Now, so during this frame, the 4-4-3, probably what would happen is it was a forward hitbox with no hurtbox, and then you would basically, her actual active hitbox, or hurtbox rather, was back here. Oops, not running 3. It was probably back here with her, like, her actual center of gravity. So they probably fixed that. That's my guess. So yeah, in these kind of weird scenarios, you couldn't actually counterattack proper, or maybe certain low attacks or certain not great hitbox attacks, lows or highs, might get stuffed by this incorrectly. And that's probably not a thing anymore. Now she's kicking and she's actively can be hit during the animation. That's my guess. Furthermore, they're talking about 4-4-3-2, maybe the same thing. Maybe during the dunk, because the attack was receded, maybe she could also not get hurt during this because her hitbox and hurtbox are extended weirdly. Or disproportionately is probably more accurate. Okay, sights of 1+2. Distance from opponent on hit or block has been reduced. To alleviate whiffing midway through. Tracking ability, the second hit has been enhanced on hit or block. Okay, so They're obviously mean they want the frame data to be consistent no matter what. All right, that's the only thing that makes sense. So if you block it, you block it. If you get hit, you get hit. So yeah, quality of life change for both the opponent and you. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing to hate about this change. Under certain scenarios, maybe the attacks would whiff, because yeah, during this animation, she tends to get kind of low to the ground, so maybe some weird hitbox, hurtbox interaction would occur, both negatively and positively for Anna. So, okay, up 4-3+4. An issue corrected where attempting to perform the move with a buffered input from crouching state would give up forward 4. So up forward 4 is the big like hook kick. They're saying, I guess, if you would perform this off FC, sometimes the up forward come out, which doesn't make too much sense, but it must have been like a spaghetti code bug. The reason I say it doesn't make too much sense, up 3+4 typically gives precedence to your 3. 1+2 gives precedence to your 1. So in theory, if you do up forward 3+4 and the game doesn't know what to do, it should give you up forward 3. But up forward 3 with Anna is an input. So it's weird to see that up forward 3+4 would give up forward 4, because that completely goes against like 99% of the inputs in this game. So yeah, spaghetti code probably. Okay, we've got Asuka. Let's see. Okay, Asuka, Rage Art. Oh, look at that! It's not it's not launch punishable, but it's at least -13 now. Wow, what a change. Okay, fuck it. You know, we take those. Oh, okay, we got into Rage. Oops. So if I hold it, it should be now -13. Oh, look at that, and no pushback. Whoa! Damn, yeah, reduce the knockback when the attack is blocked. Okay, one last thing I want to test. I want to see if I'm like dead. Is this still going to do like 100 damage? Oh shit, I have to have her not block that. I'm curious. Yeah, I think at max Rage Arts do 84, but for hers does more damage. 80. Okay, interesting. Was that? Actually, I'm not going to test it. Maybe it's only during counter hit she gets the bonus damage. Unless that was a bug. Maybe they fixed the bug. I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead, turn this to reset. Let's go ahead, put you on block. And then we'll go heat mode. Okay, 91 Gusto. Adjusted behavior upon hit. Oh, did they finally make this not NC, like, knockdown? Ah, look at that. Yeah, this used to push him into the floor, and then you get ground spike, and then you can go for Gusto again immediately after, because forward 2 can transition into Gusto. So what would happen is you would pop your meter, you would spike them, and then you would still get the Gusto after. Now, granted, in this context, it doesn't make sense, but I'm talking about under the effects of heat mode, where you can still do it. Yeah, it was nasty. Like, up forward 1-2 is so incredibly strong. And even though it's linear, so it tracks to one side completely. Yeah, this move is so good. Just the fact that she can cancel the Gusto. I don't know how to cancel it. I'll hold down. And then on block, it probably is still, I presume, +0. Yeah, this move is so fucking good, dude. They had to nerf it. So I'm glad something on the up forward 1-2 got the nerf. So the bokeh. Okay, whatever. Fuck, we take it. Okay, forward 2+3 or forward or back. Sorry, forward 2+3 or back 1+4. Bug fix where under certain scenarios or conditions, unintended move would be occurred. Okay, so these are interesting. Wait, what are these? Are they saying two different moves or? Oh, maybe you could like plink it or something. Or Kara cancel, I guess is probably more accurate. Well, this would have been a cool bug to test. So are they saying you could like Kara cancel the Sabaki? Oh man, I'd be fascinated. I've never seen this bug. I have no idea what they're talking about, but okay, cool. Okay, just behavior or collision with the opponent reduce instances where swapping positions. So this is the command throw. Oh, that's not the command throw. I forgot. Okay, so they must be talking about at the wall. This used to be her whole down forward 1+2, but they changed the input. The down back 1+2. Because down forward 1+2 is now generic Rage Art. Okay, so I guess by the wall, sometimes maybe Asuka would position change or something like that. I don't know. So obviously it would suck if you get them to the wall, you splat them, and all of a sudden you're back to the wall and they're not properly splatted. I mean, I can understand that would suck. So quality of life buff. Okay, bug has been fixed where if the opponent's attacks land before the window. Oh, interesting. So by definition, these type of moves called reversals are not counter-hittable. So what that means is, let's say you're playing against Asuka and your Asuka opponent is like really, really, like, let's say, what is it called? Can happy, right? Everyone's can happy, right? Fuck it. So what would happen is like you go for a Sabaki, and you would get you get a counter hit. So okay, that makes sense, right? You're attacking, aka Sabaki, which pushes an attack out of the way, and then you get a special property after the attack lands. Reversal's never obeyed by that rule, so you're in a completely defensive state. So by definition, this doesn't actually allow for counter hit. So in theory, regardless of what frame you perform, you should never be counter hit launched when you go for a reversal. Now that was a punish, that's different, but there you go. So regardless of the frame, you should never be launchable. So, like I said, on whiff, of course, you get launched. But on counter hit, that doesn't exist because reversals are not attacks. They're just a defensive option. A good example is like Zafina, back 1+3, back 2+4. Same thing. It's a power crush reversal, but a reversal nonetheless. That means you can't actually counter at launcher. Okay, so yeah, that was a weird bug. Definitely not a buff. It's just a quality of life fix. So that, I know if I did a reversal and I got counter at launch, I would be fucking pissed. So I respect them fixing that. Okay, back 1-1. A bug has been fixed where a second hit can be avoided by crouching. Well, after it landed. Interesting. Clearly a bug. Because, yeah, this is supposed to be NC. It wouldn't make sense if you can get hit by the first hit and then duck it simply because... So on jail... first of all, it doesn't jail, right? So the opponent can crouch here. Okay, never mind. It does jail. What I'm trying to get at, though, is whenever you perform back 1-1 with Asusena, you're actually stuck in stance. So from here, I can't actually guard mids. I can just auto-reverse lows, auto-reverse highs. But to guard a mid, I have to cancel stance and then guard the attack. So if you did back 1-1, same thing, and I'm stuck in stance, I hit you, and now I'm gonna get launch punished. That would fucking suck. So yes, that's a really good fix. It's not a buff. This is just a bug fix that should never occurred. I would assume also the same is true under heat mode. Yeah, it has to be, right? So, okay, leap down 3. Adjust the collision detection to mitigate issue of unintentionally being able to evade the opponent. Bro, what does that even mean? So leap down 3 is the high crush. But are they saying she was not supposed to be able to high crush? Or are they saying sometimes she can mid crush and that wasn't supposed to be what actually occurred? So let's go ahead, same thing. We'll put Asuka, we'll have her just do like a bunch of jabs. The reversal. God dang it. Okay, I'm gonna assume they mean just like under certain weird scenarios, like the leap down 3 with like mid crush or something like that. And mid crush in theory shouldn't actually be a thing. So that's what I'm gonna assume they're talking about. But yeah, the fact that we have to dance into leap and then like auto high reversal sucks. But yeah, okay, so they made it such that I guess the down 3 doesn't phantom crush things anymore. Okay, back facing opponent. 2 or in front. Adjust the transition to throw even if it hits off axis. Oh, okay, that's kind of nice. So in this game, usually if you're off axis, counter hits don't properly land, which has always been kind of a really frustrating thing about this game. The same thing is true for attack throws. Attack throws kind of fall under that like counter hit realm where weird axis problems can cause things to whiff. Well, fuck. Okay, so you can't be like almost to the side directly, I guess. But now if you're 45, it's not going to phantom not actually transition to attack throw. I mean, the good news is the BT2 is like safe. So, I mean, there are worse things to get blocked, but same thing, not transition to attack throw would also be super frustrating just because you're slightly off axis. Yeah, like that. So it looks like 45 degrees, anything past 45 doesn't actually transition to attack throw. But whatever, still a nice little quality of life buff for sure. Okay, Bryan changes. Okay, during heat. So his heat smash. Oh, finally, no more plus 15. Hello. Yeah, his heat smash was pretty good. Used to be plus 15, and what plus 15 means is down 4 on 15 was a free attempt, and by that I mean the opponent had to duck down 4. They could not low parry down 4 at all. So that means both forward 3 and down 4 became natural combo, or actually even better if you think they're in duck. Like 3 plus forward 2, which is a jailing -1 option. They have to guess between a launching -1 or down 4 by the wall, or hell yeah, better yet, go for a full tot line, right? But yeah, super overtuned to have his heat smash be +9, or plus 15. Now +9 means there's better counterplay. That means both low parry on down back 3, down 4, sway 3, full crush down 4 3, so on and so forth. There's actually now something you can do rather than be forced to obey against a character like Bryan here. Other thing of note is at +9, so down 4 would be typically your hop kicks, but also at +9, that means Asuka can down 4. Now, granted, Asuka can is not gonna launch us, but it is something. This is gonna be hard to do. I guess I can do just training mode, but I might as well show it if I'm talking about it. But yeah, any character who has like a really fast way to get off the floor technically can challenge the 9. Just keep in mind, same thing. If actually, I take it back. No, if he goes for jabs, he still hits you on the floor. So yeah, there's some weird dynamic in this game in general when it comes to that for it. So let's just do can. Yeah, so we can still block it because she's not counter hitting us because we're plus frames, but still we have to respect the can. The plus 15 used to mean taunt on 26 or 28 rather, was like a 13 frame window. So if you got your opponent to close up and go for something slower than 13, you would be so far ahead and your opponent has to guess incoming. It's kind of similar to normal power crush, like plus 9 rolls. It used to be plus 17 with a character like Fang, who would do his 4/4 1+2 charge at plus 19, but now, or plus 17, but now it's plus 9. Same thing. There's more counterplay, better ways to react against incoming unblockable. That's going to essentially get you killed. So that's a good thing. Okay, so speaking of which, so 3 plus 4 2 is no longer -9. Thank God. It is now -9. That is a huge change. Yeah, at -1, what would happen? By the wall, you do 3 plus 4 2, and then 1 2 4 churn steal, and then because 1 2 4 is NCC, that means the opponent can basically churn steal by the wall afterwards and get a full launcher against you by forcing it at like -1. -9 though basically means your churn is over, and especially by the wall, where there's no pushback, you have to deal with incoming at -9. Let's take a look on open field scenario. Okay, so yeah, little pushback, but still, your opponent can better utilize this +9 situation against you. So yeah, obviously, super good change for sure. Okay, we got Clive. Clive down 1, increased distance to opponent on hit. Okay, so I assume this means down 1, wall stand 4 is not a thing now. Oh no, it still is. Let's have him backdash, I think is an option in this game, right? Oh no, they still have to. I don't understand. The only other thing I can think of is like combos. No, that works too. I don't understand. I'm sure there is more pushback now. Oh, at tip. Okay, so let's say for like mid. Oh no, so at mid they still have to take incoming, but at tip, wall stand 4 can be backdashed. Okay, that's kind of weird, but how about like full crouch down 4 too? Well, they still have to respect the 2 though. Okay, I mean it definitely is a nerf, but it's not as big of a nerf as I would initially think. Same thing, wall stand 3 is, I assume, still going to be -9, -8. But okay, yeah, there's still a little bit of pushback on them. But yeah, I guess this move used to keep them at like tip range at like Bay, like maybe like the Yay-ish far. So maybe this more neutral reset. But now wall stand 3 being a safe wall splat attempt, now there's like almost no pushback, and yeah, there isn't. So now they, same to Bryan, can better utilize their +8 frame data against you, forcing Clive to take incoming. Yeah, wall stand 3 is like super strong, definitely a meta move, so it makes sense that they're nerfing it. Okay, heat mode for 221. Yeah, going from +2 to -9, that is a substantial nerf. That's a substantial nerf because the next thing that they talk about is the fact that the charge version of this only allows for 1-2, and 1-2 doesn't actually wall splat. So that means initially you can go for 2 just frame 1, but that's off the table now. So you take a 1-2 instead. So that means once you're at the wall, this is nowhere near as scary anymore. And then furthermore, the fact that like this on block. So the meta is basically, okay, do I go for full charge for guard breaker? Or do I go for the quick version and think you're going to take your turn back? But because I'm +2 with Clive, I can either go 1+2 on 13 into heat dash cancel, or I can go for an option, everyone's favorite, 1-4-2 at +2, and if you mash the button, I would still win, right? For counter hit wall splat. But yeah, now same thing at -9. That's not a thing anymore. It's Clive's turn is completely over. Also, because back 3 takes 5 frames to activate, that means if you go for a 13 frame or quicker, he can't even back 3 your incoming attack. So 13 frames or faster wins, which means afterwards on block, if you're playing Clive, you should never back 3 because it's never going to work. Because either your opponent's going to throw and back 3 is going to lose, period, or they're going to go for something that's going to hit you anyway, and you're still going to lose. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, expand the hurt box, alleviating issue where certain low attacks would whiff. Okay, so yeah, he takes a step when he does it, so maybe he would low crush during this animation. I mean, this is a power crush, so it is susceptible to lows and throws, but I guess maybe at certain ranges, he couldn't actually get interrupted, like maybe at tip-ish. I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't think I've ever seen back 1+2 phantom whiff like a low, so that would be new to me, but I guess maybe there's like a fringe case where, I don't know, maybe Xiaoyu down 3 would go under him or something like that. That's the only kind of scenario I can think of. Squid attack with Zafina, shit like that, but okay, whatever. Okay, here we go. Devil Jin buffs, the only character who I evidently got buffed. Let's see what DJ got, and let me put myself on 2P because I am a 2P Mishima. Wall stand 2 is 14 frames? Dude, what the hell is this shit, man? Bro, what? What the fuck? Come on, man. 14 frame wall stand 2. Now, granted, I understand the instant spins. But, bro, wall stand 2, like, actually does real fucking damage. What the fuck? Okay. Down 3+4. Hitbox of the second attack has been expanded downward, alleviating instances where it whiff. Okay, I mean, that's not a buff. That's a bug fix. So, I guess there are scenarios where can would whiff. Okay, actually, now that I did that, maybe that's more of the actual context. Maybe you're looking at, like, maybe resplat lines wouldn't properly splat or something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Just speculating. But, yeah, I wouldn't call this a buff. Although, maybe if it is a buff, they're talking about resplats. I don't fucking know. Okay, wall stand 3. You can now move this. Oh, interesting. Ooh, that's a weird input. they're saying instead of going for like instant wall stand 3, which would require like the back option, I guess, now you can just perform it as Weibu 3+4. But you have to have the neutral in there. I mean, that's a hell of a lot easier than it used to be, that's for sure. Cool. I mean, yeah, fuck it. Okay, heat mode, Hell Sweep 3. Tracking capability of second hit has been enhanced, mitigating instances where it whiffed halfway. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of weird because that's like the same animation as Crow 3, and Crow 3 is a cone attack. So it's, yeah, I mean, same thing. It's not really buff. It's a bug fix. But maybe under certain scenarios you could sidestep. No, it doesn't even come out, right? Yeah, it doesn't even come out. So yeah, it's just a bug fix, not a buff. Okay, Hell Sweep 4. Tracking capability second hit has been enhanced. Okay, so they're saying just if you get by the Hell Sweep, even like during Deep Step or something, the 4-4 is still going to hit you. Okay, same thing, bug fix. Okay, down forward 1-4. Expanded hitbox downward, leaving instances where it would whiff. Okay, they have to be talking about the 4. I guess the 4 does look kind of high, so maybe they can low profile the down forward 1-4 initially. What's important to note is like down forward 1-2 is NC wall splat, but down forward 1-4 isn't. So it makes sense that they're fixing it because I guess the bug or the hitbox on it was really dog shit. So that makes sense. Okay, hitbox has been expanding downward, leaving instances where it would whiff. Well, that's not very fair. So they're making his Dragon Punch better, I guess. Maybe if you went, like, let's say Fang does down back 3, really low profile low, and you did up 4. Maybe up 4 wouldn't launch originally, and now it does. I'm not going to get affected by it, so I don't give a shit. But still, up 4 has always been this move where it's been really strong for a long time. T8 is kind of balanced up 4. So I'm really hesitant to see, like, up 4 buffs to the move, but, you know, whatever. Devil Jin has been arguably like bottom 5 like this entire game, so you know, whatever. He can have his moment in sun. Yeah, no Dragonaut buffs. Cool. Thanks, Namcode. Okay. Sorry, I gotta get my little dig in there. Oh shit, there you go. We were talking about this earlier with Clive. So heat mode 441+2, as talked about, you know, used to be able to go for this option at big plus frames, but now if you're only plus 11, that means you have to go for back 1 for the wall splat. So that means by the wall, you have to use all your meter to actually get a splat in this position. Interesting. So yeah, plus 11 instead of plus 12. Now, what does he have on 12 that's like really noteworthy though? Oh, back 4. That's the nerf. So 441+2, back 4, 3+4 used to be NC for 1,000,000 damage. And now that's gone. So yeah, like I was talking about, you have to use back 1 now to get any actual value from this attack. That's it. I don't know. We'll meter pop and fucking we'll do it again. I don't fucking know. Okay, so that makes sense that, you know. Okay, cool. That's a huge nerf. I love that change. I'll take it. Okay, up forward 1. Modify the move to ensure that it cannot be defended with attack reversal. Ah, okay, so you used to be able to reverse this attack, and now you can't. Although, I'm curious what happens if Asuka just does a parry. I assume nothing happens, right? She just gets hit? Yeah, she just get hit. Okay, I was curious if they're going to put her into FC or something like that. Weird, but no. Okay, so this is now properly a jumping attack that beats reversals. Keep in mind, it's still going to lose to Jin, Clive, and Leroy, but that's about it. So, okay, wall stand 1-3. A bug has been fixed. On counter hit distance, the opponent will become further. Ah, yeah. So, under certain scenarios, the wall stand 1-3 would push him like really far away from you, and you'd be like left this far away. And obviously, at this far, it doesn't matter if you're plus 9 or plus 17. You don't get anything. Like back 3 is gonna whiff. You just die instantly on a weird scenario on a bug. So, okay. Good to see that they actually changed that. Okay, Hwoarang nerf maybe? 2-4-3. Bug has been fixed where damage a second hit was... I mean, come on, man. Lower than intended. Well, that's definitely wrong input. Okay, so the 2-4-3 did less damage. Oh yeah, I've seen this bug. Okay, so this bug is that under the effects of power crushes and rage arts, the scaling on this attack was wrong. So the move would be like significantly weaker than it was supposed to be, or something like that. Yeah, it's for some reason the damage scaling on the move was broken. With that being said, how often do you see 2-4-3? I don't think I've ever seen that move. I guess it's a natural mix-up, the 2 transition, the RFS transition, but I don't know. I don't know enough about Hwoarang to talk about this. Oh, I also need to see the flip. I got the shit. Okay, Flamingo back 4-3. Tracking capability of the second hit has been enhanced. Enhanced when landing first hit. Okay, so they're just saying... Whoopsies. Only reason I know how to do this is because I used to play big. So I know how to get actually into Flamingo from there. So let's see, one more time. Back forward 3. Okay, so yeah, it makes sense. If you get hit by the first hit, the second hit should hit you. Like a lot of things with a character like Hwoarang, what you're looking for the most part, is to sidestep right. This move would be like you sidestep right into flash duck. And I guess if you're far enough off axis in the previous patch, even though you get hit, the 3 would go over you, and then you'd probably launch punish Hwoarang. So more of a bug fix than anything. Yeah, just bug fixes for Hwoarang. No nerfs, no buffs, sort of thing. Okay, Jack. Tracking 3-2. What the fuck is 3-2? Is that like his old down forward 3? Tracking capability, second hit has been enhanced when landing the first hit, mitigating occurrence of whiffing. Ah, okay, it's his forward 3. Yeah, they changed input in T8. Okay, so 3-2. I guess say maybe similar idea because this is a mid into a high. Maybe the 2 would sometimes whiff on weird axes. So they fixed it so it's never going to happen now. Okay, tracking performance strengthened specifically on ground hit, alleviating issue where techniques during Gamma How would whiff. Yeah, I don't know the scenario this would actually occur in. Obviously we have to put him onto the floor. Okay, maybe like he would go over you and the forward one would miss or something? Or maybe the 3 would miss? Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen this bug. I've never encountered it in the wild. Yeah, maybe he would cross over them during Gamma Howl or something weird like that, and then the bot didn't know which way to put the hitbox proper. Only thing I can think of. Yeah, I don't know. If you know something about that bug, I would love to hear it, but it's just a bug fix, so not a big deal. 3-2, nice quality of life bug fix is the big one, and then 3 down is a weird one. Okay, bug has fixed under certain conditions, techniques would fail to execute. Input during forward dash. Okay, so yeah, I guess maybe during forward he would have like a neutral input and the game wouldn't know what to do. Or maybe you would forward dash and you get like hell sweep? Something to that effect. Yeah, like I said, only thing I can think of is maybe some like old spaghetti code of Kazuya where he can perform wave dash by tapping forward. And then maybe Jin had that bug still in the game, and then it just wouldn't know what to do if you dashed up and then did an attack. It would put you into that crouch dash input. Misstep, right? I think technically it's called misstep. That's the old misstep. And then it would just freak out. That's my only presumption I can think of. So yeah, you dash up and maybe hell sweep would always come out when you wanted back 4 or dash up down forward 4, right? Maybe you wanted dash up into heat engager launcher. Maybe that's your tactical idea. And then all of a sudden, rather than dash up heat engager launcher, you would get fucking hell sweep and you die, right? I could see that being the case. Okay, so a nice quality of life change for Jin. He should never have had that bug, but, you know, what can you do? At least it's fixed now. Okay, tracking capability has been enhanced. Ugh. I've never seen forward 2 1+2 whiff. I've seen this move hit, like, on weird axes, so it's weird that they're fixing it, because I swear to God, I've been hit, like, way off axis with this move. But now they're making it such that, I guess if you can hit the forward 2, the forward 2 1+2 will always properly hit as well. You know, quality of life buff. Okay, Gen 4. How do I get into Gen? No, it's not 4 3+4, because that should be Izu as far as I remember. Let's see. I'm gonna cheat. Yeah, actually one of the nicer things with the move list in Tekken 8 is that they divide all the attacks. So it's like, oh, do you not know how to do Gen 4? Here's Gen 4. Okay, so it is Gen 4. Okay, never mind, my bad. Okay, so they made it such that expand hitbox downward where it would miss. I don't know how I feel about that. Is this, it's like a strong aerial or something? I'm curious. Yeah, maybe it's a strong aerial and it would miss under certain combos. I don't know. Like, saying that you're making the hitbox hit lower on a high homing attack, I don't know. Doesn't sit well with me, but whatever. Okay, during heat and Gen 1-2, amount of essence was incorrect. Wait, what? Wait, who cares about this? Oh, on airborne hit. Okay, so they mean the second hit is now going to do 5. Why is having doing 6 a big deal though? Same thing. I don't understand this. I mean, on first glance, this is a nerf, right? 20% less meter generation, but I don't understand why do you care about the low heat smash giving more meter than it should be giving? I don't know. That just feels weird. Whatever. If you're a June player, let me know because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Okay, King, down back 1+2. Okay, Kazu didn't get anything. Interesting. Yeah, Kazu down back 1+2 is his parry. After inputting down back +2, attack was absorbed. Reversal break property not intended or not functioning. Yeah, so this move here, the second hit, actually is a armor breaker attack. So what they're saying is, let's say, I'm not going to try to reproduce it, but let's say you do a 2-hit power crush like Hwoarang down forward 3-4. You would do down back 1+2, 2. And then the 2 might not actually go through the last hit. But yeah, this should beat power crushes regardless of what they do. Or like maybe here, let me try one quick test. I'm going to do one jab and I'm going to do into power crush. And we'll just see if that works. And by power crush shot, I mean heat burst. Because heat burst is slower. Okay. So yeah, maybe under certain scenarios, the guard breaker or the armor breaker, whatever it's called, wouldn't actually come out. The reversal break, okay, that's a technical term, I'll have to remember that. Okay, so yeah, now it always reversal breaks proper. But it's only when we absorb the first hit. So yeah, see, we don't get it there, but here we get it. Okay, cool. Okay, fixed issue where the hitbox size of the first attack was unintentionally reduced when doing this. Oh, interesting. A bug. Okay, so I guess maybe there was some weird scenario where you would spike them, you go for that, and then maybe the down 3+4 would miss because you hit the second hit. So my guess is like during the animation, it wouldn't actually have the hitbox extended because he pulls his leg back right away and does the kick after. So there's probably some bug where the initial hitbox was retreating when it should be at fully extended. So that also is a double-edged sword though. Because maybe under certain scenarios you can go for ollie kick and your opponent can't properly counter hit you as well. I don't know. Okay, Kuma. Attack hitbox and collision with opponent have been expanded upward to reduce instances where attacks would unintentionally whiff. Okay, are they saying that the high crush is gone? Or are they saying... Oh, no, the high crush is still there. Okay, maybe some weird... I don't know. Maybe he would get crushed? No, there's no way he can get crushed. Okay, yeah, I don't quite understand. My guess, it's probably... Maybe they didn't intend the heat smash to be, you know, crushing forever, and maybe they only want it crushing for a few frames. And now it only crushes for a few frames instead of, like, full 10 frames. That's hyperbole, don't get me wrong. But, yeah... Maybe that's what happened. Maybe there was some weird issue where he was crushing for like significantly longer than he should be. Okay, collision detection on heat burst has been adjusted to mitigate issue of whiffing when attacking near the wall. Okay, so sometimes I guess the heat burst would miss. I think I've seen that. Fixed an issue when inputting for during the startup animation. Oh, interesting. That's a... Wow, that's actually a really important bug to talk about. So they're saying you could used to be able to do heat burst and forward instead of back to cancel it. And if anyone knows their history, the history on that is that there was a bug initially in Season 1 where certain characters could tap forward to move further backwards than if they were to tap backwards. So with Shaheen, you could tap forward into like some sort of backdash, and then he would move across the screen really, not really fast, but like faster than you would assume by tapping forward. So that's probably like a remnant bug, which makes me wonder if If Bear and Shaheen share code. Interesting. Okay, back one. Hitbox expanded upward, alleviating instances where attack would miss in certain situations. Yeah, I could see this missing. That also might be an unintended bug from the fact that it used to be a heat engager / heat dash cancel launcher. So now they're making it such that it's always going to hit. What's important about like back one also hits grounded. So maybe back one would also phantom whiff sometimes in a grounded position. So maybe something like that would happen. Tracking performance and absorbing attack was enhanced. Collision detection was adjusted. Mitigate instances where attacks would unintentionally whiff. Okay, yeah, bug fixes. That's fine. This is a good change. This is closer to a buff than a bug fix, but whatever. Still a buff fix or a bug fix nonetheless. Okay, hitbox expanded to make it less likely to whiff against this move. Okay. I was trying to say, like, I know running 1+2 hits low sometimes, but I didn't think it was meant to hit the grounded. Okay. Okay, so how about if I initiate 4+2 right on her? Okay, so I do jump over her. What if I'm, like, right on her shit, though? What if I'm, like, a little bit further? Okay, so we still whiff. Let me go a little bit further, like this far. Oh, okay, so yeah, no, unless you're, like, right on her shit, the 4+2 is going to hit. That's nice. That's a nice change, because, yeah, there are certain scenarios where either you want, like, a running buffered option to challenge, or you want the 4+2, but then you'd also jump over her, and because you transition automatically to HBS, you can't just, like, cancel stance easily, and then you just, like, die because of it. So that makes sense that they fixed that. Okay, I'm fine with that. Okay, this should be Lars. Okay, Lars Heat Smash. Behavior when on... Okay, behavior... Okay, I thought I had a stroke. On block adjusted so that the displayed frame data accurately... Okay. So yeah, there's an issue, of course, in this game where during the Heat Smash, the game doesn't actually tell you the proper frame data. So now they're saying, okay, well, if you don't transition into SE, you're +10. If you do transition into SE, you're +12. Now the opponent can lab the character and properly find out what frame data they actually have to deal with from this mix-up. So nice change, good change. Keep in mind, of course, the +10 it's not a +10 clean, it's a +10 G, so she can still guard her incoming 10. So what's called a +10 G. G is in guard. Let's see. Okay. Fix an issue where stage gimmicks did not activate correctly when the follow-up attacks after the first hit missed. Okay. Well, first of all, let me get mad. Are you still a launcher? Okay, it's still a launcher, so I don't give a shit about buffing law. They should revert this buff. They're saying if you miss the first hit, that effect didn't actually break the wall. Cause a stage gimmick. What should be noted, though, and let's go ahead and just have Asuka jump. Yeah, it's still a fucking spin launcher. Like, come on, man. Like, Namco, can you just not do this, please? Yeah, let's do a bug fix on a move that literally has more value to it than literally every other fucking Heat Smash in the game. Yeah, of course it should fucking cause a stage gimmick effect when you whiff the first hit on your 14-frame fucking Heat Smash. Of course. Okay, so Lee Heat Smash need to get nerfed. So the bug was, I guess, you would HMS and then to... I don't know how to do it. I never experimented with it, but off of HMS you can cancel by tapping up and then meter pop it. And what would happen is the opponent would block it, but rather than being -19 or -14, sorry, my apologies, they would be -9. So yeah, this was a bug that needed to get nerfed. Oh shit, standing block. But yeah, now they fixed it such that you can't cheese this out. What was even more frustrating with this tech is that when you did the tech and they could guard it in -9, you would still have meter, which meant you can just do it again. And it was really frustrating, that bug. I never got it done to me, luckily. But yeah, there was a lot of conversation about this Heat Smash online and how insanely strong it was. So yeah, I'm glad to see it got nerfed. I know there were some joking, well, hopefully joking Lee players out there who are like, oh, he needs it. It's like, yeah, he doesn't fucking need it. Okay, fix an issue where after an attack hits, opponent could perform specific inputs to crouch and evade earlier than intended. Interesting. So basically all her forward 4 into K and K now are a clean +9 rather than a randomly duckable +9. Okay, so bug fix. Not a buff, of course. It's just fixing something that shouldn't exist. But at the same time, at the end of the day, let's just not shit on Law here. Let's go ahead and make sure that forward 4, or sorry, Heat Smash still launches for Leo as well. Yeah, still launches, which means at the wall, same thing. So if now you can't do any sort of tech at -9 to evade this. Yeah, cool. Okay. Okay, back to 1+2. Adjusted the collision detection by expanding the collision upward to make it harder to slip under. Okay, interesting bug. I've never seen it, but I guess I could see a world where like back to 1+2 wouldn't hit high enough, and then like maybe under some sort of weird like BOK rule, or sorry, a BOK2 rule or something like that. Let's also go ahead and put this back on before I forget. So like maybe post BOK2. Okay, not the best example. Maybe by the wall. I don't know. But I can see it. Like when she does the animation, the 1+2 part of it, yeah, it doesn't hit very high. Although I guess visually it does hit high. Maybe that's why they're fixing it. So now you can't go under your opponent if you're going to heat dash cancel them. So instead, you're always going to win there. So that's a quality of life buff for sure. Maybe it's like an indirect nerf against Lili or something like that. Maybe back to 1+2 would whiff against up 3+4. Just speculating, I'm not sure. Okay, so heat smash. So this move, and also furthermore out of K and K. Fix the issue so it does not track when it whiffs. Yeah, but going back to forward 4 into K and K, I mean, this is a jailing attack. Okay, nice, you can finally sidestep it. Never mind. I take back everything I said. Yeah, this used to be basically a free attempt, and it was not fun to deal with. Forward 4 on +9 to heat smash. You duck, you die. You step, you die. You do anything other than look at your stick and hold back, you just die. So yeah, okay, finally it got nerfed. I'm curious if it has any tracking whatsoever now. Shouldn't. Okay, good. So she does her full attack through. Likewise, let's go ahead and do this. Let me start at 0. Okay, cool. Yeah, no more weird phantom tracking. I think, if I remember correctly, when she did this hit, she would turn around, like, during this transition. Now, granted, the follow-up kick would go the other way. I don't think it would track you, but the forward 4 transition into the Damek 1-2 or Damek 2-4, whatever it is, would track. So, okay. Bug fix. Not really a nerf. It's an indirect nerf, but yeah, not a nerf at the end of the day. Okay, 2-1-2. Fix an issue after second it landed. Bird could be crouched. Okay, so on hit, not on block. Of course, this is a non-jailing. Oh, unnaturally early timing. So, okay, so it's not... They intend you to duck it, but maybe you would duck, like, really fast, and maybe you would stand up into it. Maybe that's what they're saying. So even though the 2 didn't come out yet, you're still ducking instantly. And then you try to, like, maybe wall stand forward and you get clipped. That's probably my guess. Okay, 1+2, 1. So his 14 frame. Distance from the opponent has been reduced when the 6 hit connects. Alleviating issue where it whiff. Okay, yeah, that's an annoying bug. So basically they're saying you take all this inherent risk by going for the rolling punches, which on block, -17. But if you somehow, at weird distances, would hit them with your 14, the last hit would whiff and get blocked, and then you would -17 and launch punishable. So bug fixed, of course. Sidestep 3+4. Distance to opponent after first hit was reduced. Hitbox on second hit expanded downward to alleviate issues where it would whiff. Okay. Quality of life change. Nothing. Bug fix. Okay, so the second hit would just phantom whiff, which makes sense because even though it's a mid, he's like kicking hella high, similar to like HMS 3-4, right? Same animation. He's kicking up here, back 3+4, same thing. They all look like really high kicks, but now he has a more properly reflective ground option, like so. Because for instance, back 3+4 hits grounded, even though he's kicking up up by his head, the ground hit is still existent. So same thing. So maybe sights up 3+4 also has that property now. Okay, Hermit. So this stance. Issue where reversal techniques were not properly triggered against certain low attacks. Okay, so let's go ahead and have Asuka Can. And I don't remember which one was. So it looks like Hermit is finally going to beat it. Nice. Nice. And then best of all from here, the Hermit parry allows for Hermit option, heat dash cancel launcher. So nice. Now the low parry properly works as like a strong low parry. The only thing of note though, okay, actually, you know what? I'm not going to speculate. Let's test. Does this work against low heat smashes? If I was to take a guess, this is not going to work against low heat smash. And you might think to yourself, well, low heat smash, why would Leroy be able to low parry a low heat smash, right? And you would be right. You'd be 100% accurate. Nope. Okay, low heat smash does lose there. But yeah, like I said, you'd be right. Except you're wrong, because Tekken 8 is, or Tekken in general, is full of exceptions. And Asusena is no different. Yeah, so, okay, cool. So Leroy is a strong low parry that doesn't work against reversals, but Asusena still has hers. Cool. Okay, so Lydia. Lydia had massive buffs in season 2, so I imagine she's going to get dealt with very hard. Okay, Wolf stance. Wolf 4. I think this is Wolf. Oh, no, this is Horse. My bad. Wolf is this. Okay, so now instead of +8, we're now +5. Yeah, that's a big change. Because 4-4-2 would be like your meaty hitting option, and that would also beat Power Crush. So if they challenge with a Power Crush at -8, the 4-4-2 would be meaty hitting, and then you get Horse 2, guaranteed. And then furthermore, with a meter engage, that would mean 4-4-2 would be a guard breaker as well, and full launcher. Only under heat, but now it requires heat to have that counter pressure afterwards. Okay, QCF4, hitbox expanded, leaving instances where attack would miss under certain scenarios. So yeah, this now transitions into stance. Same thing, Horse option, Horse 2 is probably your go-to. You're by the wall. Horse 1 for wall splat is also going to work. But yeah, I mean, I could see where I think like Lily, Steve, certain characters can sidestep this despite being a homing attack, so they had to change it. With that being said, I mean, QCF4 is so fucking strong, man. Also, 4-4-3-4 or... Oh, so yeah, 4-3-4 is the same extender, and then the QCF4 version on it is the... Well, it used to be Blue Spark. It's not Blue Spark anymore? Oh, weird. Okay, maybe I'm fucking up timing. Okay, but yeah, certain characters can sidestep this incorrectly, and now it's being fixed. Oh, Horse 2. Speaking of which, Horse 2 is now active for an additional frame. 17. That is Horse stance, but it's 16. Are they talking about like Wolf? Oh no, this is Cat. This is Cat stance. Okay, so wait, no, that's okay. What move could you possibly be talking about? Because yeah, Horse 2 is off of 4-4-2. Let's go to here. Unless I'm mistaken, maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Horse 2 is the 4-4-2 Horse 2. Whatever. Yeah, what fucking move you guys talking about, Namco? Wall stand 2? No, that's definitely not wall stand 2. Not Horse 2. We found out it's not Cat, right? No, not Cat stance. Oh, fuck. Okay, not Wolf. Yeah, 15 to the 16. Okay, they're not talking about Heaven and Earth, right? No. Okay, startup of the attack has been changed from 17 to 1718. Maybe they're talking about horse 1? Ah, okay, they're talking about horse 1. Okay. I mean, okay, simple typo. I can't shit on them too hard. Okay, so yeah, I guess under certain scenarios, kind of similar to QCF4, maybe the horse 1 would phantom whiff sometimes, so they gave an extra frame for tracking, so that way, you know, it's not going to whiff halfway through your combo, or something like that. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, adjusted collision with opponent reducing, causing swapping. So yeah, I guess under certain scenarios, the counter hit of the Cat 4 could cause like some weird position changes. It's not something you frequently see because typically people aren't going to represent Cat 4 here. But okay, now it's gone. It's changed. So you're no longer going to phantom switch positions and then be left in a negative position. Kind of similar idea. You transition to wolf stance and your opponent's to your back, and now your back is to the wall, and are facing you, and then you just instantly die. So okay, fixed an issue where stage gimmick did not correctly activate. I have seen this bug. So this is kind of similar to the lob change we had seen. Yeah, I've seen this where it whiffs and then you don't get a stage gimmick pop, which is really frustrating because the heat smash for Lydia has always been fairly linear. Lydia probably nowadays doesn't actually need much tracking love. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, this move is super fucking linear. So yeah, the fact that like if you correctly gauge your distance and then you don't get the wall gimmick pop either is fairly frustrating to deal with. So okay, that's an okay buff I can deal with Lydia. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, all mostly quality of life changes, and then Wolf 4 being worse frame data. That's a pretty big one. That allows for at least you to get off the floor, especially now that, you know, Wolf 4 is only minus 14 on block. It's nicer to have better counterplay against a move like that. So a change I'm happy with for sure. Okay, so wow, is this the last page of notes? Are we just skipping like the entire? I'm gonna have to look one more time. Wow. So yeah, maybe I closed out one of the wrong windows, but I think no, Zafina. This is it. Holy shit. Okay. Stand 3. Behavior on side hits and back hits has been modified. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so he doesn't get moved. Okay, yeah, he's not moving at all, so he's not realigning. 3-1 still NC. Now, if we heat dash cancel, in theory, this should automatically realign anyway. Because, yeah, that's how it works in T8. Okay, so it does realign. Interesting. So I wonder if there's some, like, stand 3, and then because they're now left BT, you're able to go for, like, BT down 3-4, or maybe all in down 3+4, or down 1, or I guess down 2, sorry. Something to that effect. Maybe, I don't know. There probably is some fringe case you can exploit now that the opponent doesn't automatically turn around. Presumably, maybe that's what it is. Okay, back turn opponent. Certain situation near the wall, an issue mitigated, forward movement was unintentionally reduced, making moves less likely to whiff. Okay, I assume they're talking about on block. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some weird like position change problem where because she's jumping, the hitbox is kind of get fucked up. Yeah, I don't know if this is a good thing for Lili. I imagine that's a bad thing, but I don't know for a fact. Okay, heat mode 3+4, 3+4, so the elegant. Hitbox, a fourth hit has been expanded to mitigate occurrence of whiffing halfway through. Okay. Yeah, it's strange that that's an attack throw, though. So why would this also sometimes phantom whiff? Okay, maybe if you didn't get the attack throw, maybe that's what it is. Maybe when you had certain distance to the wall, this would whiff. Or maybe they could recover unintentionally quick. Something to that effect. I'm sure something like that is probably what happened. Okay, heat mode. So heat smash issue fixed. Performing an attack with specific inputs unintentionally resulted in stronger attacks. Stronger performance. Okay, so maybe you could buffer this with like an input, and the game would be like, oh, for some reason you're tracking the opponent, so let me have you full track them. Only thing I can think of. Some hidden fucking jutsu tech where it would cause this heat smash to like full track. I do feel like I've been hit during sidestep at small positive on my advantage. So, I don't know. Okay, good. Now at least you're able to fully step it, I guess, regardless of what the Lily's trying to, what buttons, like I said, it may be fucking heat smash, key charge, or some shit would cause it to just randomly track. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Okay, back 1+4. Behavior on hit adjusted so that they face the player. Adjustment made the mitigate situations where after the first would land to the front, axis misalignment causes the second hit to register as a side hit. Huh. Ah. Good thing I know the hotkey. In case you guys don't know what it is, it's the home button. Activates player 2 on your key, controller, or sorry, on your keyboard. I learned that in the CNT when I made the changes video. I did all the testing by hand on my stick and a keyboard while playing simultaneously. It was fucking fun. That's the first time I've ever actually like kind of got used to like some sort of hitbox technology was on keyboard by that testing. I should have made the switch over to the hitbox, but whatever. Or let's say leverless, because as a company, I hate hitbox. Shoutouts to them. Okay, so reverse ivory cutter would sometimes phantom whiff. So maybe on weird axes. Now, it probably is more like your opponent's axes than yours to them. It's theirs to yours. It probably wouldn't hit, but now she hits you and then launches you proper rather than getting some weird phantom whiff mid-combo. So I'm fine with that. Weird that they call it a buff. That really feels like more of a fix. Okay, back 1+2. Tracking performance, a 6th hit has been enhanced, but only if the 5th hit lands or is blocked. Oh, we're outside of heat mode, my bad. Yeah, I'm not sure where the 5th hit would never hit, though, so maybe it was some sort of weird axis side hit problem. Maybe the 5th hit would miss and then 6th hit would miss. So they fixed it. Okay. Okay, 1-2-1's the Blom Bomb. Or no, the Gun Shoot. Okay. Tracking ability of 4th hit has been enhanced only when landing the 3rd hit, mitigating occurrence of whiffing midway. Okay, that might... Same thing. That might be more of an airborne thing anyway. Oh, okay, never mind. Oops. Okay. I mean, you're already committing to the high, right? It's good that the game rewards you. If you're going to commit high, you might as well commit high and not have the game just be like, yeah, your attack hit, but it's fine, bro. It doesn't hit. Like, oh, okay, I guess I'll lose now. Okay, heat mode 4, 3+4, so that's her new knee attack. Behavior on 4th hit during air has been adjusted. Stage gimmicks. Oh, okay, cool. So now I guess stage gimmicks are always going to properly land mid-option against airborne. So, okay. Yeah, it's weird that that wouldn't cause stage gimmick. I think by now everyone expects all the shooting to cause stage gimmicks. So, yeah, fine. That fine quality of life or bug fix. Oh, back 2-1 got nerfed for Paul. Okay, Panda, Paul here. Okay. Yeah, wow, back 2-1 nerf would be actually pretty huge. I assume that means that's not a counter at launcher now. Counter. Ooh. Okay, how about on charge? Okay, so charge still launches, makes sense. Okay, how about heat mode? Okay, no. Now, heat mode should have the faster version of this. Oh, no, it doesn't. It just has a guard breaker. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, massive nerf. That means you can actually challenge back 2-1 now without worrying about getting counter launched. Now you can actually challenge it with a Power Crush, Sabaki, so on and so forth. And then furthermore, back 2-1 damage has also been nerfed. 27, that's huge. That makes me wonder if it's some sort of, like, wall reset damage scaling thing. The switch at the 25 as well. So you lose the counter launcher. Oh, speaking of which, actually, I want to see... How about on counter hit this? Is it wall splat? Oh, wow, 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 wow. Okay, big nerf for Paul. Although, at this point, I don't think back 2-1 is what's keeping him really strong. I feel like everything else is keeping him strong. So, yeah, okay, cool. It's a cool nerf, but I don't think it's going to change the meta too much. Okay, down forward 3+4. That is Raven's snake dash in this game. So you can just do this to snake dash. You can still snake dash, and you can still snake dash in FC. Kind of similar to La or Shaheen, sliding input, but you can also perform it there. And then from here, yeah, you can shortcut a lot of attacks. So if you're like new to Raven, learn this input because it's like way easier than trying to do other shit. Don't learn to actually snake dash. Just do command snake dash instead. That's a tip for new Raven players out there. Okay, fix an issue where under certain conditions, follow-up attack that was not intended to activate would occur after an airborne hit. Huh. Okay. So going back to what we talked about earlier, down forward 3+4 would give precedence to input down forward 3. So my guess is you would launch them and then down forward 3 if you try to do a command snake dash, and that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't give you down forward 3 erroneously. Now you can snake dash. I don't know what combo structure you'd ever use that for, but okay. Sure, maybe it's more of a thing by the wall. Like you get some weird airborne state, and then you try to snake dash, and then you get down forward 3 at the wall instead. And you're like, wait, why did I get that input? That's probably what it was. Okay, 3 slide 4. Back 4. Okay, so chariot. Advancing stomp. Overhead stomp. And then doppelganger teleport. So all these were teleports. Collision adjusted to mitigate unintended behaviors when moving behind the opponent. My guess is, like, even though you're technically, like, I guess airborne now, but you're kind of invulnerable for a few frames, maybe when you transition inside them, like, they could, like, jab out. That's the only thing I can kind of think of. But I don't know for a fact. I've never... I just know in this game in T8, the teleport is not nearly as good as it was in, like, T7 or Tekken Tag 2. Maybe they're buffing it. I have a feeling they're not buffing it. They're probably nerfing it. I don't know. Same thing. If you're a Raven player, let me know, because I'm not going to be able to test every scenario. I haven't seen any of that tech online, so I don't have any really good insight. But yeah, all the teleports now I don't know. They got rid of some unintended consequence or result of teleporting through the opponent. Okay, Heaven Wrath 3+4. Recovery time when blocking attack reduced. So, whoops, God, is it just down? Ah, okay, yeah, so the stomp off of Heaven. Yeah, I don't know how we'd get to it right away. But they're saying now this is +0, so that's a massive, massive nerf. Because as you see there, it also hits grounded as well. So +0. Now, granted, you're left in FC, or they're left in FC, so that means your 10 frames can come out quicker if they do wall stand 4 on 11, of course. But that's it. Yeah, that's a massive nerf. That means down forward 1's off the table afterwards, because wall stand 4 and a lot of other options are going to win against Heaven's Wrath 3+4 right away. So that's a big one. A big one for sure. Okay, TP, tracking capability of second hit has been enhanced. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen TP just phantom whiff off when the first one hits. I can see a world where it does miss though, so quality of life bug fix. Yeah, now if they're off access to you and the first one hits, the second one's not going to miss. Because yeah, that same thing, that could be very frustrating to deal with if you're trying to get something going. You know, heat dash cancel, especially when the round is getting to the wire and you're running out of meter. So okay, actually we have Shaheen on the screen, so I guess I can just test it with him right now. Shaheen. Okay, stealth step down forward 1. Move designed to strongly track the opponent's left was corrected to properly track. Many situations where it could be avoided by left side step. Okay, never mind, I'm going to test this for real. So, Shaheen was originally a clone of Raven in design. So Shaheen and Raven kind of share a somewhat of moveset. So similar to Raven now, Shaheen can enter into sneak step, aka the old down forward, which I guess is completely gone, by tapping down forward 3+4. So we're going to go ahead and do, let's do down back 2 into sneak step, and then we'll go for down forward 1, but on block. So let's see, sidestep left, so that's our opponent left. Ooh, wow, look at that. What the fuck? Yo, he turns around like a motherfucker. What the fuck? Cool? Sure. Okay. What happens if we go the other way? Okay, no, we completely whiffs that way, but that animation looks funky as shit. Wow. Hey, that's one way to fix it, I guess. Shit. Okay. Cool. That was crazy. Uh-oh. Damn. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do this. But, so what they're saying, incorrect frame advantage during transition into duck. So, down forward 2, everyone's favorite. That's punishable on block, right? But, of course, there's a secret. This move used to have a homing property. It doesn't have homing anymore, so you can sidestep it to the right. But if you transition to duck, it becomes effectively safe. So you have to guess incoming, but you're only -3. So from here, you can effectively duck into guard. To guard mids, duck, you know, duck into low, and then, fuck, sorry, my soul caliber is coming through. Or duck into low, into low guard, stuff like that, right? But yeah, there was a piece of tech that I had seen. Shout out to, hopefully I pronounced it correctly, Polichark, where if you do down forward 2 into duck, on counter hit, what would happen is you would... Why are you guarding? Oh shit, not that button. You would transition to duck, and instead of being +18, you were +19. And what you could do is from duck, you can cancel into duck and full crouch down forward 2 to launch punish them. My guess is by them making this +18 instead of +19, that tech is gone for the instant. Like I said, I'm never going to be able to fucking do this because I don't have the muscle memory at all. But yeah, you could use it, link into that, and then you launch them from a down forward 2. So there's a piece of tech that came out. This must have been 2 weeks ago, and Namco already nerfed it, or they knew about it, 1 to 2. But I swear to God, this tech was like brand new, and Namco already nerfed it. So shoutouts to Namco. What the fuck? Okay. Sure. Okay, adjusted collision detection. It's crazy. If only they can move that fast on everything else. Adjusted collision detection by extending collision upward. Make it difficult to slip under. Yeah, so up forward 2, I guess maybe under certain launchers wouldn't properly. You go under them maybe. Under certain class types. Maybe, let's say, EX Duck Skyscraper. Okay, well, okay, that's a bad example, I guess. But you get what I'm trying to say. Maybe under certain scenarios, up forward 2 was just too low hitting for a proper high to hit on midair, and then you couldn't extend your up back 2 combo into like a Lion 2 or something like that, whatever. Okay, quality of life buff. Victor. Wow, buffing forward on +2, that's a choice. Okay, forward on +2 for Victor is, it got buffed in Season 2. So this move on block is +3 rather than being like -8. Also, it hits grounded. And so it basically hits like really fucking low. So maybe this is kind of similar to... We talked about a character earlier. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, maybe under certain scenarios, despite the fact it hits grounded, despite the fact he does this big swiping attack, maybe he would just not actually be able to hit you in that weird state between grounded and mid, or maybe up here. Oh yeah, I know up here this has no hitbox, despite he has a big slash. Maybe that's what they mean. Maybe the slash now goes fully 360 into the air as well. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, okay, they fixed it. So now he consistently hits the shit out of you, rather instead of like any other weird kind of fringe cases, I guess. He's just gonna hit you. I don't know. I can't even think like a proper class 1 for Victor, so can't think of anything. Okay, rank 1+2. First hit, counter hit. Okay, so they changed it such that you're always gonna be +15. Normally, whenever you transition into EI stance off of running 1+2, I think you're +4. +4 on transition. But yeah, I guess under certain scenarios, if they're maybe deep stepping, the running 1+2 on counter hit would miss, and then you would not be plus 15 or not even plus 4. You would probably be like minus 8 or something. So yeah, bug fix. Okay. Nothing wrong with a bug fix. Okay, Xiaoyu buff. Assume to back 4 too. Okay, so back 4-2 is her 13 frame Punisher. They added this in Tekken 8. Heat Engager, super fucking good. But I guess there were scenarios where back 4-1 or back 4-1 would Phantom whiff. So even though, same thing, you hit them with the back 4, maybe the 1 would sometimes whiff depending on Axie. That's no longer a thing. So similar to Reina, if time is whittling down, back 4-1, heat dash cancels, a more consistent option. That's my guess, presumably so. Okay, back 1+2. Decrease the distance from the opponent on first attack, mitigating instance of it whiffing mid-combo. I down forward 2, slide 1, AK back 1+2 in T8. I said the same thing last time. Namco, you don't have to fix this move. This move is already insane. By you fixing it, air quotes, they're probably creating some unintended consequence that is going to make back 1+2 even stronger. And this is like one of the fucking like best launchers in the game, in my opinion. This move like full tracks. So again, like if there's a scenario where you step at a particular angle, you should be rewarded. This shouldn't full track. Why if you're 90 degrees to her left, what, it didn't launch on 90 degrees or some shit? And let's just show, right? Like I said, if you step that far, it should not fucking full launch. Like, okay, whatever, Namco, your choice. Okay, Yoshimitsu.
Get ready for the next battle.
Okay, so the low sword sweep, expanded hitbox. Or hurt box. Okay, leaving instant sword attack. So this is a nerf, they're saying. So what the fuck is that sit? What the fuck is Muto no Kiwami? Obviously this is low sword sweep. Whoops. Low sword sweep. So they're saying they're fixing the hitbox, the hurt box, so it's easier to hit him. So now rather than maybe some phantom mid crushing, he just high crushes consistently during the sword sweep. That's probably what it is. Full crouch down forward. Oh, that's probably NSS, isn't it? Now how to do a two? I also do 2-2 drop. Okay, so this is what they mean. This sword sweep. Okay, that one no longer phantom crushes. So that's NSS. That makes sense. That's the extender. Thing of note that a lot of people get wrong about NSS full crouch down forward one. Nothing says you have to do the second hit. So just because he has a second hit and most people mash it, doesn't mean he has to do it. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah, a nerf. Probably more of a bug fix, to be honest, than a nerf, but a nerf nonetheless for Yoshimitsu.
Ready for the next battle.
Okay. Ah, there we go, finally. So this is what we were talking about earlier. So Zafina has a reversal. Her reversal, back 1+3, back 2+4, it's the same input. During the state, she cannot be counter hit because this is just a reversal. A reversal where she deals damage, and typically, originally, would hit you into a state where back 3 1+2 was guaranteed, because during this option, she automatically gets her I can never pronounce it correctly, the anathema stance. So during this, she gets anathema automatically. Would get hit, back 3 1+2 guaranteed, and you do 1 billion damage. So now what they're saying is the first parry is now only 23 damage rather than 35. So yeah, I mean, that's obviously a substantial fucking nerf. That's a massive nerf, but at the end of the day, the back 3 1+2 is still guaranteed. So this is still a ton of damage for a lower risk reversal. Now, lower risk, air quotes, because it basically is a hard parry. It parries everything apart from, you know, heat smashes. But during this animation, she can't do anything. So you can hit her during this whole animation with a low, a throw, anything. So yeah, you're stuck during the stance, during the attack. I call it a stance because yeah, she transitions. But yeah, during this reversal, she can't do anything apart from reverse. But that's why it's not only activates very early, I think it activates on like frame 4 or frame 3, but then also leads to Anathema, where the back 3 1+2 is guaranteed for the bonus damage. Yeah, this needed to be nerfed, so I'm glad it lost 12 damage, because yeah, that's substantial for sure. Okay, speaking of nerfs, back 1+2 chip damage has been heavily reduced. So rather than 10 points a chip, it's now 5 points a chip. Okay, so look at that. So now we're taking 9, but we're only dealing 5. Originally, in the previous patch, we would take 9, but deal 10 to our opponent. So what would happen is every time you did a back 1+2, your opponent is rotting out, typically faster than you are, right? And let's say you have a life lead on your opponent. Let's say your opponent is down to like 25%, and then you're at like 50, or 50-50. Let me put myself up higher. 50-50, right? 50-25. So this is a losing proposition. Your opponent trying to get on you, you just forward him to back 1+2 him to death, and because under this option, you're basically rotting your opponent down. Now, here it looks a little bit weaker, and that's because the second note, remove the homing property on back 1+2. Yeah, this would lock you down. You would take more chip damage than Zafina would do. So what would happen, as I talked about, if Zafina had more health than you, she was just rotting you down, and there was nothing you can do against it because you were effectively negative, because she would pop the Anathema and keep you locked down with back 1+2. Just keep locking you down nonstop until you get hit, and then you die. And then keep in mind, after her meter ends, right, she still has one more Anathema charge. So she either can do it like 3 times, 4 times to you, or up to 5 times. And what would happen, you would be locked down, and there's nothing you could do, because at the end of the day, on block, this is still +2. +2 is not super good, but there, you have to worry about what she's going to go for. A down 3, a jab option. She's going to 1+2 for a slower counter hit. Down forward 1 challenge. Down forward 1 represent the mid. Down forward 1 into the 1+2, or whatever the input is. So on and so forth. You have to deal with it. But now, okay, she takes more damage than she deals. Great change. And then furthermore, there's no more homing property on back 1+2. Massive, massive change. Okay, there you go. So back 1+2 with Anathema 1+2 used to be +4, so even better frame data than it is now. So +2 allows for power crushes, reversals, sabakis, rage arts. +4 didn't allow for rage arts. So technically, if like Zafina anticipated you going for rage art, she could just lock you down with like 1-3 or something like that. And keep in mind, you see fully homing and stuff like that as well. So yeah, 1-3 challenge, 1-2 challenge, so on and so forth. You had to respect it. Rage art was off the table until she was out of meter. Because yeah, I mean, really frustrating. So good thing they nerfed it. So it's saying reduce the distance on Mantis down forward 1 on block. We're +10, and if I go non-transition, non-transition, I'm +6. But less pushback is good, right? Because that means I can do more options against the opponent on block. So I don't understand. This is unless they're talking about, like I said, maybe Scarecrow down forward 1. That looks like it has less pushback. Okay, maybe they're talking about Scarecrow down forward 1. Because yeah, like I said, nerfing the pushback on this move is only good for Zafina, because you're plus frames. But Mantis down forward 1, less pushback. That's a bigger nerf. So yeah, that is a nerf for sure. Okay, Mantis down forward 4. Status during the recovery period. Opponent state, so attacks now register as airborne hits. Okay. Interesting. So what if Shaheen goes for heat burst now? Does it launch basically? Why'd you stand up? Fuck you. Okay, I will do I'm gonna do I'll do a key charge into heat burst. That should work. It's always, you always kind of get creative with figuring this shit out. Okay. Yeah, so obviously this is a nerf. I don't know where the practicality on the nerf comes through, though. Let's Let me go against Zafina, because yeah, this is obviously the last character. Let me go against Zafina and try to figure out what the big difference is. I know under certain scenarios when you did Mantis down forward 4, if they try to rage art you, you couldn't actually get rage arted. So maybe it's something to that effect. Okay, well, we picked her up. Okay, now that misses, which means Rage Art's probably going to miss too. I guess I can just put Rage on to find out. Oh, okay. So maybe that's what they're talking about? Maybe the Rage Art thing? Rage Art consistently hits now? So you can't, like, goad out a Rage Art? So even though she's airborne, so she's taking reduced damage, the Rage Art still is an option. That's the only thing I can kind of think of. I have to assume that's what they're talking about. Okay, Mantis 2. Fix an issue where blocking an attack became registered as a grounded. Should count as an airborne. Okay, again, I'm having a stroke. An issue was fixed where when blocking an opponent's attack, the behavior should have been registered as grounded, was incorrectly registered as airborne. Okay. So I think they're just saying no, but when you block in Mantis, you are forced out of stance. Maybe they're saying like 2-2? Maybe you could float them or something like that? Maybe that's what it is? In older games, there were certain attacks where you wouldn't launch the opponent, like generic down forward 2s, but you'd put him into a bobble state, and what would happen is if your opponent would mash out in that bobble state, you would actually launch them. I wonder if Mantis 2 had that bobble state property. That's not really in the game anymore. That's the only kind of thing I can think of. But yeah, it's either they're not talking about Mantis 2, or, like I said, Mantis 2 had that like old Tekken 5 bobble. Before Tekken 6 bobble property that kind of disappeared by Tekken Tag 2. Only thing I can kind of think of, so. Okay, last kind of thoughts on it. Devil Jin got some crazy buffs. Like, Wall Stand 2 being 14 is huge. I'm surprised Lili didn't get hit harder. Yeah, I think big losers. God, were there any, like, massive losers here? And let me just open the tabs again. Anna got hit hard, but at the same time, I don't think anyone was expecting Anna to not get super nerfed. I think Asuka still got away with murder. The up forward 1-2 was a really necessary nerf because up forward 1-2 is still really insanely strong. It just no longer leads to a small combo. But I'm perfectly happy with that. Yeah, Alisa, I mean, dual boot forums 2 is so insanely strong, they had to deal with it. Bryan got a substantial nerf, but at the same time, it's like things that should have happened. He didn't get hit hard otherwise. Clive, yeah, Clive didn't really get hit super hard. The 4-2, 2-2-1 nerf hurts, but yeah, Clive will deal with it. Like, Devil Jin got massive buffs. Oh, wait, what? Oh, we skipped Eddie. Okay, I'm glad I went over this again. Okay, let me, I'm saying, like, back 1-4. I didn't talk about back 1-4. Let's see, anything here? King buff. Leo, I like Leo fix. Like, bro, what? Kuma improvement. Leroy fixes. Yeah, these are all nothing burgers. Yeah, I don't remember any character getting like hit super hard, which is a little bit disappointing. Okay, so yeah, big loser, of course, Anna. No surprise there. Big winner, Devil Jin. No surprise there either. Okay, let's take a look at Eddie, because yeah, that's actually the one thing we didn't look at. So it looks like a couple of key changes. I wonder if the back 3-3 got reverted, maybe. It'd be funny to see Eddie buffed after seeing 3 Eddies in top 8 yesterday. That'd be fucking hilarious in my opinion, but what can do? Let's find out. Okay, back 1-4. Tracking capability of second hit is enhanced. Okay, so basically, if same thing, they're deep sidestepping, back 1-4 will no longer phantom whiff against your opponent. Good quality of life buff for sure. Back 3-3. Tracking capability. Second hit enhanced when the first hit's on the ground. Alleviating issues of whiffing midway. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Because, yeah, they don't mean mid-combo. They mean on the ground. Unless they mean standing ground. Maybe that's what they mean. Although it was weird to see that kind of reset back 3-3. I wonder if there's any tech there. Subtle, get on that. Okay, so yeah, so basically the back 3 hits, the second back 3 is not going to phantom whiff. Because, of course, at the end of the day, the back 4-4, or sorry, back 3-3, right, is still minus 15. Granted, Zafina can't launch it, but a lot of other characters can. So yeah, it makes sense. Back 3, if you're taking the risk, you should get the launcher on back 3-3 and shouldn't phantom whiff. Okay, back 3+4, expanded hitbox, alleviating issue where certain low attacks would whiff. Oh, this kind of goes to the Anna 4-4-3 we were talking about earlier. Back 3+4, his power crush. Yeah, he kicks really forward. His leg is really retreated. So I guess the hitbox-hitbox interaction could cause lows to whiff incorrectly. And that was unintended. Although he does take a step during the animation. So maybe that's not actually unintended, but they never actually meant that to be a real low crush. Only thing I can think of. Okay, I think that's all of the things covered. I definitely expected more nerfs. Maybe a few buffs here or there. The fact that this is probably the last major balance patch until September, or possibly period for Season 2, is still really crazy to me. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. At least they were transparent with, Namco saying that, hey, after the August tournaments, we'll do another patch. Okay, at least we'll have to wait 2 months, I suppose. And now that the Season 1 team will be working on the game again, hopefully it will put the game more on track. I definitely expected more, I'll be honest. We'll see how Falcomom is. From the preview videos, he didn't look really insanely overpowered. He looked actually like a normal character, which is impressive. But we'll see. We'll see shortly. I assume by now that he's been air quotes released. We'll do the breakdown on the we'll do the move list first and then do the breakdown after, and then we'll play him, sort of things. So if I made a mistake, please let me know time code to set a mistake. Apart from that, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Consider becoming a member. I'll make money on the channel later on.